What's going on, y'all? So listen. Y'all, what is going on? A lot, okay? Girl. First of all, before I start this video off, I don't know if you wanted me to put it out there, but shout out to you, Jamar, and shout out to your little boo-boo. Yes. Hey boo, how you doing? Okay. Want to get that out. But hey, y'all, what the heck has been going on? Apparently a lot. Wow, we're going to have a come to Jesus moment on certain things. And we're just going to be honest, okay? And we're going to be 100% real. Okay? Okay. Because I'm going to need some people, when we touch on this topic, to, stop this whole thinking that somebody's trying to take a black person down just because they have certain things going on and thinking that they're untouchable and everything. And, they are above criticism. They are above critique. They are above allegations being thrown at them. It's almost as if y'all put them perfect. This is the same way you treated people like R. Kelly, and this is coming from somebody who is actually a supporter of this person. And even I can step aside and say, well, if things don't look right, things don't look right. And as we go about the day and the times of the era of the years, we see that people should not be moving the way that they're moving, and people should be a little bit goddamn more careful than what they are, okay? But we'll get there when we get there. We'll probably get there real soon. But anyway, I just want everybody to be all right. Y'all cool? Y'all good? Because I won't see y'all tomorrow because I am filming today on Wednesday, and tomorrow is Juneteenth. What they say? Unapologetically black, and then down at the bottom it says since 1865 or some shit like that. Girl, it say free-ish. Girl, whatever. Anyway, I felt a little black. I mean, I feel that every day because, I am. But, I just felt like really celebrating it, But anyway, let's just go ahead. I hope everybody is great. It's been raining all day out here. And mind you, they canceled it. Okay? Because I was just about to say, it's been baseball game after baseball games after baseball games going on today. And so I just realized they canceled some things because it's been wet and raining. Like, the fields are fucked up. So, you got that going on. But, y'all, before we get into the mess, I want to get into a different type of mess, okay? Before I forget, let's talk about reality TV for a second. First of all, I just got through catching up on Basketball Wives. The only episode I did not watch is episode 5. I don't know why that's not on demand. I gotta wait till it come back on Sunday, and I don't feel like going on the app because I deleted the app a long time ago. But baby, let me tell you this. Jackie Christie is crazy. Jackie Christie is crazy. And you want to know, I always say this. Every time I bring her up, it baffles me till this day that she follows me on Instagram. And I followed her back recently just because, But Jackie Christie is crazy, and we all have to admit that, okay? We all have to admit that something is not right up in that lady's head, and she's definitely a shit starter and a pick-me to a certain extent for her men, okay? She's one of those, my man, my man, my man. Okay, that's fine. That's what you do. That's what helps you get through the day. But I literally just got through watching this whole situation go down between her and Chantel. First of all, I was surprised that Chantel agreed to be on this show, okay, girlfriend? I know that you was on the show previous seasons, but to actually be a real cast member on the show, yes, I was really surprised by that, okay? Like, what? And then you so happen to be living in the same building. It was just like in the other season that I saw when everybody was living in the same building as Jackie. Girl, what was that? Or they was living in the same building as each other or some shit like that. I said, everybody, y'all rented this out, this Airbnb type of stuff. That's what it was given. But, let me tell you this. Brandy, you was dead ass wrong, okay? I don't care who agrees or not. Brandy, you was wrong as hell for inviting Jen to something that was going on for Evelyn. You know damn well them hoes don't get along with each other. They damn near want to start boxing. It's taking everything out of Evelyn to sit her ass down and stay on her hands without throwing them hands, okay? Mind you, I feel 100% that Evelyn is in the wrong when it comes to Jen and Evelyn, okay? We'll get there in a second. But if you already know that they got this deep issue going on between them, and it's bad and there is no resolve, why would you throw a birthday trip in Vegas when you know Jennifer going out there to Vegas to get actual married, which was stupid, but that's neither here nor there. And then you invite Jen to the house as if everything is good. This is crazy. Y'all be wanting drama. Y'all want drama. It's so manufactured. It's so stupid because you wouldn't want nobody that you don't with is coming to your place, coming to your birthday party. You don't want to see them or whatever. So why would you do that? And Chantel spoke up about that shit. Okay. And I ain't even mad at Chantel for saying something about it because it's stupid. You were dumb. You were wrong. Okay. Moving on from that. Jackie, you was dead ass wrong. The way that Brandy was coming a little bit at Chantel because, you know, it was misdirected and all that stuff. Whether it was misdirected, whether it was on purpose or whatever. You, just because that's your daughter and she is an adult and now she is a cast member, all of a sudden now you just want to treat her like she's a regular cast member and it ain't got nothing to do with me, so I'm not going to step in. I wish my mama would sit back and let a bitch just go in on me, say anything on me and not even try to stop it. Her friend or not, baby, at least say, wait, I get it, but that's my daughter. I'm her mama. You're not going to sit here and do this in front of my face. That's what you're not going to do. We cool. I get y'all got y'all little issue, but you're not going to do that in front of my face. You could have did that. Jackie didn't do none of that, okay? And so when Chantel get upset about it, and then we realize, and it's like, I just don't understand how people are blaming Chantel when we've seen throughout the seasons and throughout the years the fucked up relationship and how much of a non-mother Jackie has been to her kids. And the fact that all her kids got issues with her. And now Jackie's a victim. Jackie is not the victim. Jackie is 100% wrong. Because I wish my mama would sit there and let that shit happen. And I say, nah, I never speak to that bitch again. Man, my mama just came out of surgery. I just wanted to let y'all know that. My mama had surgery yesterday on her knee. The other one, it went well. You know, she's at home. She's chilling. So I just wanted to let y'all know that. That's what I was, stressing out a little bit about yesterday. But everything is working out good. I'm so happy that my mom is getting herself together. I'm so happy. She deserves it. She deserves the world. She really does. But anyway, yeah. And with that being said, let my mama sit there and let some stuff like that happen. Bitch, girl, I ain't got no trouble cutting the bitch off real quick. Okay, because that's, and I felt so bad. It even felt bad to the point where Brandy had to get up and go over there and comfort Chantel because Brittany Renner, who I do not like, I just don't like her as a person. I really don't. How is it that she gets up and defend your daughter and you still don't get where she coming from and then you get upset and try to make it seem like she just butting in and all that stuff? I ain't had no problem with Brittany speaking up for your daughter because you wouldn't speak up for your daughter. And then get upset in your feelings when she said she gonna call your daddy. Call her daddy because that's the only person that could calm your ass down that you probably scared of. Jackie, you dead ass wrong. Jennifer, let me tell you something. Stay up out of people's business, okay? All this stuff that's going on between you and Jennifer is because of you. Yeah, Jennifer was your friend for so many years, and I did a video on this already. Jennifer's stupid as hell. We already know that. But Jennifer want to be in love, and if that's what she want to do, she want to go with a scammer after scammer after scammer and all that stuff, allegedly, let her do that, okay? I get we want to have our friends back, but there's only so much we can do. You can't keep harping on it, and you can't let that take over your life and let that be a storyline for you because to this day, we on episode 6, about to be on episode 7, manager. I caught up. You ain't got no storyline. Outside of Jennifer, you ain't got no storyline. And Shanice, baby, you been on the show too. And then this whole thing about Jennifer being a coward, she wasn't talking about you. She was making a comparison about the fact that y'all talking about felons. Okay, well, you talking about my husband a felon? Your baby, your new grandbaby daddy is a felon. Okay, and got stuff on him. So, tomato. There it is. I don't see the problem with it. She didn't say nothing negative about Shanice in that point. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you don't want her bringing up nothing about your people or anything connected to you. Don't bring up anything connected to Jennifer. We already know Jennifer is on another planet. Whatever fucking happens to her, happens to her. You can't get upset because she don't want to listen to you. And a person like that, and even me, you keep on badgering me. I don't want to fuck with you because get about my business. And you talk about this person keep on saying stuff, whatever. His auntie, his fake auntie. Stop talking about him. And that's just had to go away. Just like Jennifer said. I don't like Evelyn. She's a bitch. She's a devil. That's really how I feel about it. Moving on from that. This situation with I just seen this. I don't even watch the show. I never wanted to watch the show because it's just not. I'm too old for that. I feel like I'm just a little bit too old for that, and that's just really what it is. This whole NYC, Next Generation NYC on Bravo. It got Riley on there. I think it got Kim Zolciak's kids on there. I think Dane Dash daughter is on there. Girl, and a whole bunch of other white folks. And I seen the clip where apparently something happened between Riley and this white boy Charlie and some friends of his or whatever. And he basically tried to make it seem like Riley was the aggressive black woman to one of them little white girls, okay? And was imitating her, trying to make it seem like she was doing the stereotypical popping of the neck and twirling of the neck and doing all of that stuff, whatever, like a black woman, aggressive black woman, right? Or I should say a ghetto-fied black woman, because that's what they associate that with the, and she tried to break that shit down as to, baby, that's microaggression, okay? That's subtle racism. That's prejudice, bigotry. That's all of that shit put in one. And, she's trying to thoroughly explain it. She explained it really, really well. And he said, you know what, I'm sorry, I ain't mean to do all that to make you feel that way. And then later say, I ain't really mean that apology. I just said that to appease her so that we can move on from it. But I meant what I said the first time. He's a racist. That's just really what it is, okay? And then, some people feel some type of way about the fact that I said on Twitter, I was like, why is Riley on this show with a whole bunch of white kids, a whole bunch of spoiled white kids? She ain't got no black friends on here, and they want to bring up Ava or whatever. That girl don't count. Yes, I know she's biracial. She's not black and white, but she do got a black daddy. Damon Dash is her daddy. Rachel Roy. Is it Rachel Roy or Rachel Ray? Which one is it? Either way, we know who her mama is, right? Yeah, that lady. And so, Rachel Roy. That's who it is. But at the same time, I just don't feel like they got the same experience. And even when Riley was pointing out the differences when she was talking to Ava about how they appear as black people to the world, Ava, you're safe. You're safe compared to Riley, because Riley looks like an authentically, fully black woman, because she is. She got two black parents, okay? You're half and half, and you fit the aesthetic of a white woman. I mean, you could fit in to these little groups, the little skinny, probably whitewashed a little bit, because even when she was trying to explain things to the boy, she was explaining it to him as if she was a white woman that understood by proxy. You know what I'm saying? Like she gets what that stereotyping gives and does to a person of color, and not necessarily because she's experienced it, because she is a black woman, because she probably hasn't, because she's a biracial woman that probably identify and be around more so white people, and they accepted her a little bit more because she's not one of those type of blacks. That's what it gives. And so get Riley ass off that goddamn show. Like, I get that Bravo trying, like, what the fuck is this? Okay? Like, Bravo, y'all could have gave Riley her own show with her own people. All right. Now, will people actually watch it? Bitch, I would have watched it then. Okay? I don't want to be looking at some with these random, like, who the fuck are these people? The new generations, it ain't for me. Okay? I just step back. All right, I step back. Now, let me tell you something what y'all done got me up into. If you ain't watched it, go ahead and click off for like a good 10 minutes or so. And then come back. Y'all, fuck it. You want to hear? I don't know. I just so happened a couple of weeks ago, just been seeing a whole bunch of stuff about Love Island. Now, I heard about the show before, okay? And I mean, probably like last year. Didn't know this was the 7th season of the USA version. First of all, I didn't know it was a UK version, okay? Because the UK version is playing on Hulu. The US version is playing on Peacock. I said, what the hell is all of this? I mean, my whole timeline just was filled with Love Island, Love Island, Love Island. And I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? And then you get one of those situations, because I don't look at these type of shows, you know? And this the same way Love is Blind got me too, you know? I don't look at these type of shows. But curiosity really killed this big cat, you know? It really killed it. And I just like, you know what? Fuck it. FOMO was happening. I had a fear of missing out and peer pressure, and I just went on ahead and I just said, fuck it, let me just go ahead and watch it. I was at work. On Saturday. Was it Saturday? Or was it a couple of days ago? Either way, it was a couple of days. I caught up real quick. I was 10 episodes behind. That was 1 through 10. Okay? Yes. And I caught up. And I'm locked the fuck in, bitch. What? I cannot believe y'all got me watching this stuff. And I cannot believe that I'm looking at it and I was like, you know what? I ain't never watched this shit, but this shit is corny as fuck. What is the hype? And then I got a couple more episodes into it and I said, oh. First of all, these some young ass kids, okay? Y'all young as hell. 20-something, young 20s, mid-20s, whatever. But baby, the drama. Okay. So from what I gathered, mind you, take it easy on me. I ain't never watched this shit before. And I ain't never watched something that had everybody, no reality show, that really had the whole country in its grasp, in its hands, in its clutches. Because people are really like going to Love Island events. You know what I'm saying? They're going to sports bars to watch this show as if it's the NBA Finals. I literally just saw a video of that, and these was niggas. Okay, you have straight men watching this show with their girls and being so into it. I've been looking at all the videos on TikTok, and it is so fascinating, and it's so fun to me. You know what I'm saying? I said, wow, this show is really bringing everybody together. And it's so crazy, and it's so random, if you ask me. So I've been watching it, and you got these people that come onto this show, and they trying to link up. And I was like, wait a minute, because this is where it almost cut me off, because I said, hold on, we just getting on here, we just kissing strangers on the very first episode, baby. We've been here, and I only known you for a good 2 minutes, and we're slobbing them down like that? They said, yes, this is how we do it. And I said, oh, I'm just not that type of girl. Okay, so I couldn't be on the show like that either. I have to get to know you a little bit before you start kissing in my mouth like that. But sure, you know, and I'm not finna go too deep into it. But I was really feeling some type of way about Bella A getting sent home, but I kind of knew that she would have, because she broke out of her little shell a little bit too late. But at the same time, I feel like she only did it because the new bombshells came in, Sierra, and she was going after Nick, and she just knew she had to step that shit up. You know what I'm saying? And I feel bad for her that she had to go against what she feels and what her moral compass was. She said, girlfriend, we don't kiss like that on the first. We give pecks on cheeks. And I said, baby, I can respect that. Okay. She said, everybody's not whores. And I said, you know what? That ain't really what you said. But that's what you was thinking, you know, because she Christian. Baby, we are Christian for the most part. Different versions of it, but baby, we are Christians for the most part. But hey, she got her moral compass about her, you know. And see, baby, that last game that they was playing, and she just that baseball shit with the pack, girl, they was just slobbering. She was, and they damn near fucking. I said, oh my God, y'all are literally just kissing everybody. This is what we do. I said, okay. And I said, Bella deserved better than Nick. I'm just going to be real with you. And Nick, you went and kissed all over Bella. You knew damn well that girl was in with you. And then you went over there to Sierra. And then when Bella got kicked off, and then the girls came over there and they was hugging all up on Sierra, on Bella. And then Sierra, she come over there too. I said, no, bitch. You just took her man. How dare you? But you know what? They a little bit more mature than me, because I would have been... Like, I know what the game is, and I know it really ain't your fault. This is what we supposed to do, but still, don't touch me, okay? You don't feel no type of way. Let's be honest, okay? So Nick and Sierra, but I do like Nick and Sierra together. I ain't even gonna hold you. I do like Nick and Sierra together. Then you got Orlandria and Taylor, Mr. Cowboy. Now, when I was looking at him the whole time, I was like, he got a little bird chest to him a little bit. He a little cowboy. You know, that's different. Okay, come on, Cowboy Carter. We're going to ride the rodeo. Yippee-yi-yo, yippee-yi-yo, when I'm up your body, baby. That's what you should have been singing to her. Okay, like you should have woke up just, just singing that. Like, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, nah, giddy up. Giddy up. Come on, do it. That would do it for you each and every time. And crucial conflict, bitch. That's just hay in the middle of the barn. Okay? That's what you should have been doing, Taylor. But at the same time, you really wasn't. And I was like, he looked like somebody. He was giving me very much Brandon T. Jackson, and that's why I really can't. He gives me a babyface Brandon T. Jackson. And he's weird as fuck now. Okay? So I really can't give too much, but it took until new bombshell, Jalen, popped up, who had very much a lot of interest into Olandria, because they all of them Southern. Southern and country. Taylor, Olandria, and Jalen. Jalen in the small ass town from Georgia and ain't never been out of Georgia. This the first time he been out the country, right? Okay. And my whole thing is, you waited until somebody else came in and your girl was almost about to be taken by this man who was spinning by her right off the bat and wanted to do some things, whatever, right off the bat and show some things right off the bat. And you now want to step up? You now want to step up and show affection and show that you got something? Woo, what? It took that? I said, you know what, Taylor? Honestly, deep down in my soul, it just feels like you like white women. But, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But, hey. Okay. Also, you got that girl, Julissa, who got sent home, like, in the second episode. Bitch, they didn't even tell nobody what happened. She was here today, gone the next day, bitch, because they had already spilled all her tea. Now, see, this is the problem that I get. Now, where do they do the vetting at? Okay? Where do these people be doing the vetting, and how come the people in the real world can find all this information before the people that's actually doing these reality shows who are vetting these people out? How come y'all can't find this information? And it was so easy for the people. Soon as they said that girl name and they saw her face, they said, "Oop, there go her TikTok right there. There go her Instagram account right there. And that bitch used the N-word all the fucking time. And she MAGA now." They was like, "Get that hoe the fuck up out of here, okay?" She ain't even have a chance to couple up with nobody. All right? Not really, okay? She was here for a day and a night, and they took her out in the middle of the night and said, "Bitch, gotta go." Didn't even show it. Mind you, they need to do the same thing with Austin, okay? I don't like Austin. Austin gives me creep. And after all of the stuff that I heard, and people from his past, from his high school and everything, because that one challenge when they was talking about how many news you sent, and he said over 1,000. Bitch, what? And then this girl who went to his high school was like, "Oh yeah, he used to send unsolicited dick pics when we was in school all the goddamn time. He was a fucking creep." I said, "Oh my God." And he's a mosh pit of stuff. Like, he like Beyonce and he like Trump. Like, what? Them two don't go. How is that? Could you look at his TikTok repost, and I'm just confused when I look at it, and I'm just like, huh? And a lot of this, you could tell, I don't give a fuck with nobody, so he was coupled up with Shelly. I don't think he really liked her like that. And he was just playing games because he never really stepped it up. But you had a problem with it. It was more so, I feel like, an ego thing, because he got paired up with her, and Ace was giving feelings and putting up more of a little thing for her than he was. But then you will feel some type of way. No, boo-boo, I really don't feel like he wanted to be with that girl in the first place. It just so happened to land that way, right? But then you feel some type of way because another man was coming in on what you probably did in your territory, and it was more so of an ego thing. Oh, you trying to take what's mine? It's not yours, and you're not really doing nothing. But I feel like Shelly was just playing a game too. You ain't like that man like that either. Y'all was just friends, quote unquote. It was about time that her and Ace went on ahead and stopped playing around and went on ahead and got together. Let me tell you something, Ace. You kind of did. Now listen, when Amaya came in, the whole time I'm looking at her like she looks so similar to somebody that I seen. I'm like, have I seen her somewhere before? Girl, she reminded me of Pinky Doll. And all I really wanted her to say was, "Ice cream so good. Ice cream so good. Ice cream so good. I just really wanted her to say that because that's what she was giving. Girl, she brings the drama. She's a whole telenovela in herself. And you know what? A part of me likes it. And she told us a couple of times because she was asked that she's Dominican. Okay. And, the way that her and Austin eventually got paired up to in this last recoupling, I'm not surprised because they both they say the N-word in negative ways. Okay, they both give that. And she gives very much. I don't know why. I don't know, just the way that she said that she's Dominican. It just gives, I know black. I'm sorry, but I still kind of like Amaya. I don't know. Because the way Amaya showed her ass doing that first recoupling, bitch. No, we don't want to have to do that. We don't have to do that. I said, oh my God, Amaya, calm that shit down, but keep going. Give me drama. Girl, it felt like back in the day, because we used to watch the telenovelas all the damn time. And them shits used to be just as dramatic and so goddamn good, bitch. I used to love going to the laundromat because they used to have them playing in the laundromat all the time. And I'd just be sitting there like this. Don't know what the fuck they saying, but it just was so good. Amaya was giving me very much that. Very much that. And I said, keep her on the show. Okay? But, who else? Who else I want to talk about? Ace. I know the people don't really like Ace, right? Ace is the type of person that's going to call out everybody else while he sit back and let the chaos that he starts unfold. But he not going to do nothing with nobody else. So when he was with Amaya, he told her, listen, I don't kiss nobody. I don't hug up nobody that I don't know like that. I'm trying to get to know you first. If we together, what you call your partner, he gets in his feelings because she said, babe. Well, you call everybody babe. I'm not your babe. I said, hold on. Now, Ace, I was with you when I was with you. On the one hand, yeah, don't call me babe if I'm not your babe. Like, if I don't, and don't do that. But I feel Ace in certain ways because, bitch, if I don't know you, I'm not laying in the bed with you like that. I'm not kissing on you like that. I'm not doing all of that shit. I'm not falling for you, all of that or whatever. But this is a reality show game and you gotta do all that. So what do you want to show for, nigga? Okay, you want to show just to get recognition, all right? But you want to insert yourself in everybody else's relationships and say what this ain't doing and this ain't doing. Bitch, you was right. But what was your motive? It wasn't good. There it is, okay? But I like Ace. I don't give a fuck. Maybe because we similar. We move similar in some ways. Because when that uncoupling happened and they said Jeremiah gonna go to Iris, and when everybody else was like, oh my God, Ace was busting out laughing. That was me, bitch, because I cackled so hard. And since we there, let's just talk about it. And that's one of the main reasons why I really wanted to talk about this for a second. Jeremiah and Huda came up in there and they instantly went to each other. They ain't go to nobody else. They basically closed themselves off. And they can't say that they didn't because if they did, they would not be acting the way that they are acting. I have a problem with both of them. But at this point in time, I hate the fact that Huda is making it such a big, making herself such an easy target. Okay? Making herself an easy target to get hate. And some of the hate I feel is very much unnecessary because you don't know these people. But at the same time, she's very irritating. Very irritated, and I feel like the bitch needs to be off the show. I don't mean to call her no bitch, but I'm just saying that's how she was calling Jeremiah, all right? Like, they huddled up so quick. They coupled up so quick. They was locked in so quick. And people who be having feelings for people that quickly like that, and I mean deep feelings, that shit scares me, okay? That will repel me so far back, like, no, I can't do that because that gives like maybe you're a little bit obsessed. And what if something happened where we actually do get together? It'd be hard for you to let go. And so, yeah, I feel some type of way about that. And you'll probably, slash my tires or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even got tires. You will find somebody's tires and slash them in the name of me. And I just don't, I don't rock with that. It scares me a little bit. And she scares me because it's getting a little bit unstable the way that you're doing all of this so quickly. Mind you, by this point, they only been in there for 2 weeks. They only been in there for 2 weeks. You're going out like this after being with somebody for 2 weeks. And mind you, it started days before that. Like after 7 days, baby, she was locked in so hard. And then when they got uncoupled and he got sent to Iris, and the way that she was crashing out. Now, on the one hand, I was on her side when she was cussing him out a little bit the first time and calling him a bitch and all that stuff, because I did feel like his actions was bitch made, in the sense that that's your girl. That's the one that you wanted to be with the whole time, right? Everybody was saying, oh, you love bombing, y'all love bombing each other and all this stuff and woo, woo, woo. And that it feels weird the way that y'all coming at each other and y'all just locked in so quickly, because that's not what the show was about. But when you get uncoupled, you don't go after her. You don't try to talk to her. You just let it simmer for a second. And I get you probably he was in his feelings and trying to process things, but you still could have went after your girl if that really was your girl. So I was on her side when she did it the first time. But when she kept on doing that shit and kept on calling him a bitch and all of that stuff, and it just felt really like, I don't know, it was tottering the line of, I want to call, like, especially that last conversation when she was like, oh, that's what you do, brother. Brother, I said, bitch, you want to call him nigga so bad. That's what it was giving. That's what it was giving. And let me tell you something. I wish Jeremiah would just be real with her and just say, my feelings already started changing for you when you told me that you was a mother. Okay? She was like, guess what? When she was talking to Nick, she was like, I want to tell you something, but I don't want you to tell anybody else just yet. But since you're my guy's like best friend or whatever, so let me tell you. And it was like, what? I'm a mommy. You're a what? I'm a mommy. Like Mamacita? No, I'm a mother. Like of a what? Of a dog? A pet? A kid. I have a daughter. I wish I would tell somebody I'm a mommy. It was just the way that she said that shit. I'm a mommy. Like, girl, all right. And I ain't had no problem with her not telling him right off the bat, because, if we supposed to be together, I got to feel you out first before I give you some information. But he wasn't really for it. He lied. He lied. As soon as she said it, it instantly changed. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Because if you would have told me some shit like that, I probably would have felt the same way. Because I ain't trying to be nobody's stepmama. I ain't trying to be a stud daddy. Okay? I'm really not trying to do that. So, yeah, I wish you would have told the truth right then and there. But at the same time, y'all, listen, I'm so sorry this is going on long enough, but I'm finna get off. I'm finna go off and get into the actual topics at hand. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. You know what? The thing of the matter is, the way that she was crashing out and she came for Iris, baby, she threw Iris under the bus so bad in his last uncoupling when they had her up that bitch and he didn't choose her and all that stuff. Yo, you just doing that because she the safe choice. Be good being the safe choice and all this stuff. Baby, you was crashing out so goddamn bad. And every time he tried to talk to you afterwards, even made you pancakes afterwards and all that stuff. And you calling him bitches and all of that. And saying he ain't stepping up and this was a test. Baby, don't test me. I take tests in school and I'm not in school. Okay? Fuck a test. You know what I'm saying? I would be scared to be with a person like that. You made everybody in the goddamn house so fucking uncomfortable. And I'm so pissed off that they did not vote her ass out. They voted Jalen out. And before that, they voted Charlie out. Now, we found out later that Charlie, he chumper Jason too. Mind you, you British. But you a Trumpy too. So, you know what? I ain't give a good goddamn about that. Now, Hannah girl, how was you kissing all up on Pepe? And then the very next morning had that conversation with Charlie, and then he got voted out, and you crying your ass out so bad. And when she was laying in that bed with them pictures, baby, that shit took me out so bad. I was dying laughing. Dying. Like that. And then it switched off, and she was all for Pepe. I said, I cannot do nothing like that. You know, the feeling, what? But she got to get the hell out. She should just went on ahead and eliminated herself in this last elimination. She should have just said, you know what? This is not healthy for me. I need to go. Because the way that my feelings is way too strong for this boy this man, after just being around him for a couple of days, and I'm going out I'm just waking up out of my body and everything. Imagine if they was together. Ooh, if she's emotionally abusive too. I don't give a fuck what you say. She's manipulative. She's emotionally abusive. She's all of them shit. She's dangerous. Okay, because at one point they thought she was gonna go over there and do something to Iris' ass. Girl, you need to take a chill pill. And I wouldn't want to be coupled up with nobody like that. So she would have to get with the bombshells. Okay, if they bring in some more new bombshells, they'll have to get with her. Cause I don't see it for her. Get her ass off the show. And I need the women to stop being scared of her or whatever the fuck. And y'all should have been voted her off. Especially this last time. Cause y'all tired of her already. But you didn't vote her off. Vote her off the next time. Okay? But that's all I got. We can get back to the regular topics for everybody. Okay, y'all can come back. Okay, we back. So if you watch, this what you get for telling me to watch the shit. Okay? So I'm going to give you a little updates in every fucking what it is. Because I found out, it's off on Wednesdays or whatever. So we ain't getting no episode tonight. I didn't know that shit came on just about every night. 6 nights a goddamn week, bitch. What the fuck? Oh, okay. What in the Big Brother? That's how they do on Big Brother? Oh. But moving on from that, let's just get into the main topic at hand that has been going on. This whole thing with Tyler fucking Perry. Oh, Lord have mercy, you guys. And this is what I'm talking about when I say that people have to be real. Say what? People have to be real, and people have to be, they have to open your minds up to things, okay? And what I mean by that is we can like a person, we can be supportive of a person, fans of a person, whatever, like their art, like their movies, whatever the hell it is that they put out, right? But at the same time, we have to be able to hold that person accountable, because regardless, they are not above the law. They are not above doing anything wrong. They are not above things coming at them negatively. They're not without faults. Okay. And I don't know what it is about Tyler Perry. Mind you, y'all already know that I am a fan of Tyler Perry. Y'all already know. And this is what I do. Just because I'm a fan of somebody does not mean that I cannot talk that real shit. I'm not one of those ones that's paid off. Okay. Because yes, I have met him. Yes, I have been to his home for a party. Let me clear that shit up. I ain't even his type. Anyway, I'm trying to be serious, okay? But yes, I have had dealings with him. And it is so freaking crazy because a company literally just reached out to me probably a couple of weeks ago to do some promo or whatever for his new show. And I don't know if it was in conjunction with BT Plus, but it was to promote his new show, get it out there for divorced sisters, right? And as soon as I get ready to look into the stuff to see exactly what it is that I got to do, this stuff comes out. Mind you, the show has already been out. I didn't even know the show was out. And I'm just going to say, the people that gave me that information, no shade to y'all, but y'all need to do a little bit, because y'all didn't tell me exactly what I needed to do. Okay, did I need to post that clip or whatever on the Instagram or the TikTok or what? So I didn't do nothing. And it wasn't being paid, so, it is what it is. And then this comes out, girl, this ain't a good look, okay? And again, like I said, I been reviewing his stuff forever. And if you see my reviews, I'm one of those ones that's going to give it to you straight. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. Okay? And I feel like everybody needs to be objective like that. And it's unfortunately that everybody is not. Because you see so many people that get in their feelings so bad when you say something about his stuff. It's not good. If he put out a movie, for some reason, it's it's always us that's trying to tear us down. Meanwhile, you got white people that put out movies and white people that be like, that shit sucks. And don't nobody do nothing. Ain't nobody up in arms or whatever about it. Okay? But then when we do it or say, Like, we supposed to love everything that a black person puts out? No, we can't. You can't do that, because if it's not good, it's not gonna give them the incentive to go and rework it to make it good. You need that criticism. You can still like that person and still give them criticism that's not with malice intent. You know what I'm saying? So if we say that something about his is not good, it's not good, and it just don't be good sometimes. Just be real about it. I stopped reviewing Sisters because it's not good anymore. All right? It's redundant. Okay? That's why I stopped. The best show that he had to me will forever be The Haves and the Have-Nots. Love that show. And by the end of it, I was annoyed with it too a little bit. But I still loved it. Okay? And then one of the shows that I actually just randomly stopped reviewing, not because I didn't like it, it was just that I was just tired. I really was just tired with a lot of stuff. And I just never really got back to it. Was The Oval. What is The Oval? Mind you, it came out a little bit after Sisters came out, but The Oval was so goddamn ridiculous, and I feel like that was the point. So I didn't take it serious. So that's what brought me in, because when the first lady was getting her ass beat, when she threw her head up into that wall, I said, hold on, what the fuck am I looking at? Give me more. I was one of those, okay? But, so I knew not to take that shit serious. And so therefore, riddle me surprised. And I'm putting all this out here because you got people that are literally saying we're on Tyler's side, and this is all a ploy, whatever, to bring a black man down. No, it's not. And just because the person that is saying something is a white person. No, it is not. Because a lot of y'all have said some negative things about him, and especially when it comes to his sexuality. But now that it's a white man that's coming out, calling it out or whatever, allegedly these allegations is, oh, this is, I don't believe it. And, this got something, this is a plot to bring him down and all this stuff or whatever. And it's a shakedown, could be. But at the same time, girl, what? I mean, when Christian Keys came out with similar allegations, and he never put a name out there, and he never denied or said that it wasn't. I don't give a damn what a retweet or a like or something, whatever. He never explicitly out of his mouth said or tweeted and said that it was not this person. Okay? So people automatically assume that it was because, this is who he has been working with so long. And if you know, one of his shows, All the Queen's Men, that was Christian Keys' show. And that was Tyler's. Yes. Okay. And then if you go back and you listen, I'm not saying that he was the person, but you go back and you listen to what he was saying, it's similar to what the fuck this motherfucker was saying. But we'll get into it, and especially about the going in the bedroom and sleeping at the house and all that stuff. We'll get into that in a second. But hear me out. People were so quick to call and say that it was Tyler that did it for him. Mind you, Christian never put the name out there. Y'all was so quick to put him out there and throw Tyler under the bus. But now that we got somebody that's actually filing an actual lawsuit and suing for money and want a jury trial, because I seen the papers said I want a jury trial, okay? Now, and because it's a white man, all of a sudden it's, oh, you trying to bring a black person down, because he got all this stuff going on and all that. Which one is it? You gotta be, come on now. The only thing that changed is the fact that he actually put a name to it, and he's a white man. That's just it. That's the only difference. That's the only difference, y'all. Okay, and I'm not saying that Christian Keys was talking about Tyler Perry, because he never gave a name. Okay, he never out of his mouth gave a name. But that's exactly what y'all thought it was. Y'all thought it was him. And to this day, you still do. Let's just be honest, you do. Okay, you can try to act like you don't, but you do. Meanwhile, you got this man. Now, Derek, first of all, I ain't never know that's what your name. His name is Derek Dixon. Mind you, color me surprised and shocked and shook a little bit when this shit came out yesterday. Mind you, it came out probably 30 minutes to an hour after I just tweeted and said, you know what? Tyler Perry may have really did his big one with this Straw movie, because I have seen so many different reactions on TikTok and videos from white people, black people. Even saw one from a Mexican family who had the movie playing in Spanish, and they were gasping like, oh my God. And everybody at the same thing was just having the same freaking reactions. Okay, it was really hitting him. I said, shit, he might have really did his thing with this one, because it's hitting everybody. And then damn near an hour later, He getting sued for sexual harassment and sexual assault by one of his employees and one of the actors on his show, The Oval. Now, I said, who the fuck is Derek Dixon? Bitch, when I saw the picture, I said, damn! What? I said, oh my God, bitch, what? Dale? What the freak happened? No, sir. And I feel like what people got it hung up is because of the text messages that he put out as somewhat of the proof. They're not going to put out all of the proof, okay? They're not going to put out everything, but he gave us a little taste. And it was very mild. And for some people, it looked like it was just two people flirting with each other. And what you don't understand is that even if it do, this is how sexual harassment in the workplace or in general, when you are dealing with somebody that is of a powerful nature, because let's be real, he is a powerful guy. He's a billionaire, probably a multi-billionaire right now, okay? And he do have a lot of pull. He has a lot of pull, right? And so we've seen this time and time again, and it's unfortunate that in 2025 we still have to explain the power dynamics plays a part and the reason why people don't speak up and the reason why people continue to stay, especially when they're in certain spots like trying to be an actor. Prior to this, I ain't never seen this man in nothing else, okay? And if he was, I couldn't spot him out, all right? That's how much of a not important actor or whoever he was off the radar. So you get into something like a Tyler Perry show where everybody named mama, for the most part, especially black people, they watch and they'll recognize you, whatever, you know, for the most part. And he made him actual character that was, you know, really had a storyline on here, you know? And so, therefore, you're getting traction from that. So, you're put in this position where this man can make or break you. This boss can make or break you. He could put a word in if he wants to and say, well, if you don't do this, you'll never work in this town again. You'll never work in Hollywood again. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm that powerful. And I do believe, I don't know if he would do something like that, but I do believe Tyler got the sway to do something, to put something out there and people be like, okay, well, we can't work with him, okay? I do believe that can happen. Now, would I say that he would actually do it? I don't know. I never got that from him, but everybody's experience ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? And so, with this being said, I can understand staying on and trying to work and trying to make it through. But yeah, I can get how some people feel like, oh yeah, this may be a shakedown, or they don't possibly believe everything because of the simple fact that if you look at the text messages, it do look like they both were consenting. And that's how you sometimes have to work when you are dealing with somebody of power and you are in a position where you don't know which way to go. Okay. But at the same time, I get it. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I mean, you know, I get how come people can feel like this just look like two consenting adults flirting with each other. And it does for the most part. But what he said is, and you have to read I'm not going to read the actual documents from the lawsuit, but I'm going to read the little synopsis that they put. Basically, he filed this against him. In the docs, he claims that he met the director, he met Tyler back in 2019, and in his word, Tyler picked him out of the crowd and asked for his phone number, suggesting that he might have a role for him. And as it turned out, Tyler said that he could play this small role in 2 episodes of Ruthless. Now, I ain't never seen Ruthless past the first 2 episodes, and that was enough for me, okay? So I didn't know that he was in there. Then in January 2020, Tyler invited him to his Atlanta home, and he accepted, hoping to build a friendship that would lead to more acting gigs. But according to the suit, while there, Derek drank too much and ended up sleeping in his guest room. Somebody else said a similar, see, this is what I'm talking about. What I was talking about earlier, similarities, okay? And that's why y'all said the things that y'all said. But moving on. In the docs obtained by TMZ, he claims that Tyler allegedly got in bed with him, started touching his thigh, and although he rejected his advances that night, he claimed Tyler remained interested. And shortly thereafter, Derek says he landed the role of Dale in The Oval. Great for his career, but he claims it was around the time that Tyler also started firing off sexually suggestive texts. including asking what Drew's sexual preferences were. And is his name Drew or Derek? Derek Drew. Derek Drew Dixon. Derek. There it is. Because they put two different names. But anyway, telling him he has sex with men. Derek also notes that his character Dale was written as a gay, homeless, and desperate store clerk who had to sleep with other characters for a place to stay. He claims that's exactly what Tyler told him he was looking for in a real-life sexual partner. Someone who would be loyal and dependent upon Tyler. Derek also says that he feared his career would be derailed if he flatly rejected Tyler. So instead, he told him that he just wasn't the sexual type. But he always was terrified he'd lose his job if he complained of sexual harassment. And to that point, he said Tyler once again invited him to his Atlanta home later in 2020, and things allegedly took a dark turn. Derek claims Perry greeted him warmly, but quickly started a sexually charged conversation, like asking him if he liked it rough in bed, and then grabbed Derek by the throat while saying, "Look how excited you just got." I'm going to put a pin on that. Anyway, he says he pushed Tyler away, and that was the end of the alleged incident. The lawsuit includes years of text messages allegedly sent between both men. Most of the ones Tyler allegedly sent are sexually charged. For instance, one reads, "No straight man would be going on walks with you or cooking dinner for you unless they wanted to fuck you. I will fuck you." Hello. The most aggressive incident allegedly went down in June 2021, again at Tyler's Atlanta home. Dixon was staying in the guest house and wearing only his underwear when he said Tyler came up in there and gave him a goodnight hug. He alleged that Tyler yanked down his underwear, groped his butt, and said, "Relax, just let it happen," and assured him that it wasn't going to hurt. Dixon said he managed to rebuff the advance by changing the subject. According to the suit, Dixon finally filed a complaint with Equal Employment Opportunity Commission in June 2024, last year, and then quit the Oval, saying he could no longer put up with the alleged sexual harassment. Bitch, that's what it is. Because I haven't watched the Oval in the past 2 seasons. I probably, whatever, season and a half. Damn. Dixon is suing Tyler and Tyler Perry Studios for quid pro quo and workplace sexual harassment, sexual assault, and battery, and he's seeking $260 million in damages. Baby, his Tyler lawyer said, this is an individual who got close to Tyler Perry for what now appears to be nothing more than setting up a scam, but Tyler will not be shaken down, and we are confident that these are fabricated claims of harassment, and they will fail. Let me tell you something. It's not looking good for Tyler. I'm going to tell you why it's not looking good for Tyler. Let's just say, because we don't know if those text messages are 100% real, partially real, or 100% fake. Because anybody can fake text messages these days. But if you listen to the way that they are put out there, they are sounding just like how he writes sometimes. That's neither here nor there, but that is kind of here or there. But at the same time, let's say that the text messages aren't fake, well, they are fake or whatever. It's the fact that this man, you allow him to come into your home. Let's say that those text messages are real too. It's the fact that you're texting your employee this as an employer. Okay, that's very unprofessional. Because in one of those text messages, he texted him talking about how he's horny. They're talking about him having a block about, being sexual or something. I don't know if it was his sexuality or just having sex in general and him going to therapy about it. Why are we talking about this with your boss? Why are y'all buddy like this? I don't understand. Like, I get there are some instances where people get close to their employer or whatever. But at the end of the day, when you go to a job, you are not your employer's friend. Okay, because at the end of the day, that employer can still have the right to fire you for whatever reason. Now, if it's just or unjust, they'll still fire you. And you are now, Tyler, put yourself in a position, if you did get close to this man, to be taken advantage of if this is all a lie, because he can still prove, probably can still prove that y'all had some type of close friendship or close relationship of some kind to get this information. If he can describe how the inside of your guest house look, because no one should know that besides the people that you let in there, right? I don't know what this, I don't know what the inside of your guest house look. I know how the library look in the big house, but other than that, I don't know what the guest house look like or whatever. And if he knows certain details, he can provide that and just talk about that or whatever. But at the same time, if those text messages are real, you as an employer, you should not be getting that close to your employee to the point where you feel comfortable enough telling them that you're horny. That is basically sexual harassment. And even if y'all are close and you think that y'all close and y'all can talk like that because you've been talking like that, that is something that can be used against you for whatever reason. They can wake up one day and be like, fuck it, I want to call, put in an HR a report or whatever, complaint or whatever, and say I'm being sexually harassed. I'm being this, and this is toxic workplace. Even though I engaged into it, whatever, I can do this just because, okay? Because I feel like it today. I want to be mad today, and I want to fill this out, and I got all the goddamn proof right here, right now, okay? Again, whether you feel like this is real, whether you feel like it's a shakedown, you have to understand that Tyler was wrong for engaging this closely to his employee. You are a fucking boss. And you have been a boss for so many goddamn years. And you literally came from the fucking mud to become this successful black male billionaire. A fucking success story that we need in our community. Okay? And you allowed yourself to be put in a position to get this close to a person, or let a person get this close to you, and that you felt this comfortable enough to be talking to like this. Now, I probably feel slightly different if he wasn't an employee. But this is your employee. And people are filing suits and things left and right these days against everybody and their mama. And they've been doing this since the Me Too movement really became really out there. And you allowed yourself to get in a position like this. This is why I just can't feel bad. And this is why I cannot say, oh, no, he didn't do nothing like this. Because we don't know if it's real, but we know it's a big-ass possibility that it is. Why would you put yourself in a position to get to this point? And then you're doing this shit over text? Oh, my God. And it's an iPhone, bitch. Everything is in the fucking cloud. Okay? I got text messages from so long ago. Bitch, somebody want to try me, I could pull the shit up right here, right now. Okay? I keep all my shit. And this is what I don't blame celebrities who do not want to get close to anybody, who come into the game and they do not want to add any new people on, okay, onto their teams or into their inner circle or whatever, because these days you just don't know. You don't know people's motive. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know. Are you really here for me, or is this going to backfire on me or whatever? And I'm disappointed. Whether it happened or not, I'm disappointed. I'm also disappointed in the fact that people, when shit like this come out, they want to focus on sexuality. Okay? Y'all been talking about this man's sexuality so goddamn much from the very fucking beginning, and now y'all acting like it's a fucking surprise where allegedly he's, I guess, confirming that he's bisexual or whatever. Okay, so the fuck what? At this day and age, having a person being bisexual or liking the same sex, who fuck cares, okay? That should not be a goddamn shocker. Like, it is what it is. It is what it is. I met his baby mama before, too. This was back when they was together. She's a beautiful woman, too. Beautiful black woman. Only thing that shocked me, he gets a little bit of... I'm not even gonna talk about that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Tyler. Now, I think it's ridiculous to be filing for $260 million. Do I feel like, no, he's not going to do that. I feel like, and I think I read somewhere, the reason why they do it so high so that they can negotiate down and still get a good amount. I feel like this situation, because I'm going to be 100% real with you, this motherfucker really got that role. It really do feel like he got that role because he was pretty. Or it could be, that could be a possibility that Tyler liked him. Because a nigga can't act worth a damn. I'm just going to be real honest. If you go back and you watch The Oval, he cannot act worth a damn. Okay? And it ain't just because of the way that Tyler got him written in the character. He just can't act worth a damn. So that is a strong possibility. Could be that he did get him because yeah. All right? This is taken from somebody that watched him ever since he was on there, right? Okay, cool. But at the same time, $260 million, no, I really feel like they're going to settle out of court. They're going to settle out of court. $260 million is the max so that we can start negotiating on down, and he's probably going to get a couple million. I wouldn't be surprised if he get at least 5, depending on what other evidence that he got to back this up. You know what I'm saying? But I think this is all unfortunate. And no, it ain't nothing about trying to pull a black man down or whatever. We need to stop putting ourselves in these goddamn situations. And I'm so disappointed in him, Tyler, because again, you see everything that's going on. Y'all see the stuff that's happening. And y'all still putting yourselves in these situations and throwing your power around. Stop it. Stop it so that narrative of trying to take a black person down can go away when it comes to stuff like this. Because we as a community don't want to see our success stories get derailed because of something like this. And we have to admit to ourselves that if they wouldn't have put themselves in that situation, it wouldn't be happening in a lot of these situations. And in this situation, that is one of those. Okay? Mind you, this man is about to release, I think Divorce Sister just came out. He done had success with Straw. Oh my God. And his new Madea home wedding destination about to come out on Netflix. That is so crazy. That is so crazy. Listen, y'all gotta stop putting yourselves in these fucking, put your dicks in your pants. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God, it pains me when I gotta come on here and talk about people that I actually like. And I know it's people that got different, various opinions about him, because I probably share some of the same things, especially when it comes to his work or whatever. But at the same time, he is not above reproach. He is not above criticism, and he is not above, allegations being thrown. And y'all have said, the same ones that want to say that they support him, they be the same ones that do be talking about him. You talk about his sexuality. You talk about, I wish he just come on out the closet and all this stuff, and he want to be Madea for real and all this stuff, and woo woo woo. You talked about him and you threw his name out there with the Christian Keys situation. So let's stop. Let's stop acting like, oh, somebody's really trying. No, okay. Anyway, let's just stop that, okay? And look objectively at everything. Mind you, I come on here, this paid me to say all this shit. Moving on from that, what don't pay me, because I'm tired of the bullshit. R. Kelly, baby, listen. First, you come out and you tried last week to try to say that you wanted to get Trump to, give you a little commute your sentence and get you out of jail. It ain't gonna happen, okay? It ain't gonna happen. That's one. And you tried to say to people trying to take you out. I was like, baby, girl, sir, what? And then come out saying that you overdosed on a little bit of medicine, so they gave you a higher dosage that you needed. If that's true, that's fucked up. But it ain't gonna get you to get out of the prison. It's probably gonna get you transferred. But what you want me to do about it? I don't feel any way about it. I feel like if they did that shit on purpose, that's fucked up. But hey. Moving on from that, and speaking of Trump, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like I said last week, stuff is getting a little scary. And it's getting a little like psychotic. Okay, well, I come to the conclusion that man really wants us to be like, and to look at him as if this is like North Korea. And you know how, they respect, or no, they don't respect their leader. They fear him. And he wants us to fear him. And he wants to have so much control over us. And it's just not going to happen the way that he wants. Case in point, the way that he tried to throw this parade to celebrate the army, but to disguise it as celebrating the army, but really it was celebrating his birthday. That's really what it was. And they was expecting hundreds of thousands of people to come out, and it wasn't even that. It wasn't even that. And the shit looked so boring from the little pictures and from the little videos that I did see. I didn't even know about it, because all I was seeing was about the protest that was going on, the No Kings protest that was going on, and all other, baby, it was going on out here, and I was at work when it was happening too. I said, oh my God, what the hell is going on? Everybody was protesting. Like, girl, it was just a lot. It was a lot. And I mean, it probably was hundreds. It was even hundreds of thousands in each goddamn city that the protesters were going at. Baby, Trump, you are not like the way that you feel that you are. Not by the mass majority. No, it's not even that. And you're losing a lot of other people because of the simple fact that these deportations and the way that you are going about it. Okay? And it's just not going to happen the way that you think. Okay? Really feel like he's in office just so he can promote his own business and get business deals. That's really just what it is. Case in point, now all of a sudden you want to have this new phone thing or whatever, this Trump phone. Baby, it's given very much the rush card of 2025. And y'all know how much of a fucking scam the rush card was. And if you don't know rush card, baby, look it up. Look that shit up, okay? I wouldn't do it. Okay, don't even. And then you have this whole thing with the two senators. What is it? The state representative, Melissa Hartman out there in Minnesota. Her and her husband got offed. Okay, got unalived. And then another state representative, John Hoffman, and his wife got injured. They got pew injured, but they're okay. Fortunately, they're okay. But all of this was a political target, a political assassination. And it's just really, really crazy that it has gotten to this point. All right. And the guy that did it, he was a Republican. He was a MAGA Republican. That's crazy. 57 years old, and you're throwing the rest of your life away over a man, over a person that don't care about you. He's not going to commute your sentence. He's not going to keep you out of prison. He's not going to come up there and visit you. He's not going to say, good job for doing that. He's not going to do nothing. That's why I don't understand why people are going so hard. I don't get it. I don't get it the way they go so hard for celebs. I don't get it for this political shit, especially because at the end of the day, nobody cares about anybody but themselves. All right? I like people, but baby, you ain't finna see me going back and forth. I say this all the time for a bitch that ain't finna come out and say nothing. Like, I'm paying your bills, bitch. You're not paying mine. And that's crazy in itself when you think about it. I just had a moment right there because, like, damn, bitch. And I was thinking about buying, shit like that happens. Okay? But, girl, taking people's lives over what? Over what? The man is in office. So what did you need to do all this for? What did you need to do that for? He's in office. Y'all won. Whether he cheated or not, he's in office. So, wow, that was just really ridiculous. Okay? And now you're finna spend the rest of your dying years in prison. Okay? Meanwhile, we have to send a RIP also to Food Network star Anne Burrell. I said, oh my God, bitch, what? All I remember, as soon as they said her name, I said, Miss Lady with the white hair, that be like the little peacock, the little rooster dude that she be. Yes, and I said, oh my God, where she died from? 55 years old. They said, girl, they found her in the house a couple of days ago when she passed away. They found her in the house unresponsive yesterday morning. I said, oh my goodness. They don't know what happened. And then the same thing happened to Legendary. I'm gonna call him a Legendary because he big in my book. He be with the black people. Dave Scott, choreographer Dave Scott. Bitch, Dave Scott, he did You Got Served. Okay, come on, come on. Like, he did a lot of the stuff. He was with the kid. What is it? So you think you can dance? Oh my God. Listen, I said, and he was only 52. And they haven't put out there what he passed away from. But I really feel so bad because they got to put a GoFundMe up there just so they can support and all of that for the family, I just hate when people have to do GoFundMes that been in this business, and it just goes to show how fickle it is. Like, you could try to save up and you could try to budget, and if you ain't out here working consistently, you just ain't got it. And it's just really, really sad. The health insurance stuff, whatever. Oh, it's just so sad. It's so fucking sad. Again, people leaving left and right for fucking what? Like, that is young. 55 and 52 years old. Dave Scott really was my childhood though, cause he used to be on all the dance shit. Him and what is his name? Lim from Soul Food. He play on Family Business now. Lim from Soul Food, the TV series. Darian Cross. Is that his name? He be doing all damn, because he used to choreograph for everybody in their mama. I mean, white, black, all of that. Especially the pop girlies. Especially the pop girlies back in the day. Him and Columbus Short. Oh, Lord have mercy. A time. I used to watch those dance shows back in the day. Bitch, y'all remember America's Best Dance Crew? That shit used to be so good until Lil Mama came on there with her transphobia. And it never left her body. I hated the way that she treated Naomi. Oh my God, it disgusted me so bad to this day. And then that time that she went on that transphobic rant, bitch, I never saw it from her ever since then. Because I don't play those games. I really don't. I'm just that type of person. I hope y'all understand that. But yes, American Next Dance Crew, that's when we first saw Jabberwockies. Naomi and her crew came out there and they did their thing or whatever. She brought ballroom really to the forefront, if you ask me. You know, so I get I'm not even finna go into that. Because I don't want to bring up old wounds, because that's just old wounds for it. But I get a little bit, you know, I really hate the fact still, but I'm finna bring it up. They should still have Legendary out. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. HBO Max, y'all giving all these other fucking shows, bitch. Why the fuck we leave Legendary? And especially given the fact that Beyonce went on tour for the Renaissance and she brought ballroom more so to the forefront, putting more spotlight on it and all that shit, and y'all literally just took that shit away from us like that. Bitch, fuck y'all. Anyway, moving on from that. Also, let's talk about, remember the lady that was Adriana Smith. She was declared brain dead in February because of the whole she had some blood clots in her brain, basically. And they kept her alive. Well, they kept her body and her organs alive enough to because she was pregnant. And instead of just going ahead and letting her pass peacefully, just so that they can keep the baby alive in her because of this law and the way the country is run now. That was so cruel, if you ask me, because now the baby is here, and no, she did not give birth because the woman is not alive. She was being kept, quote unquote, alive by machines. She's brain dead, okay? So as soon as those machines shuts off, her organs are going to shut down, and that's just going to be it, right? The baby was born, and they did a C-section, and the baby was like 1 pound, 13 ounces or something like that. That is so cruel, because now the family has to come up with ways of how to support the other kids and this child that's probably 9 out of 10 is going to have some type of disability. That is so selfish. That is so messed up. I feel for the mother who has to now bury her daughter and who can finally bury her child after all these months. This country, y'all. But this is what y'all voted for. Somebody gonna say, not me, girl, I heard it, but baby, I wasn't talking about you, okay? Listen, and there's some other stuff happening too. I know y'all seen that stuff that was going on with Iran. Baby, I don't know what's going on, but baby, let me tell you something. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm not with it. I'm not on his side. Listen, if you don't do nothing over here. I seen that tweet talk about something. Everybody will feel it. Who is everybody, baby? Not me, girl, because I ain't do nothing. Okay, hold the fuck up. Hold on. I didn't do anything. Please take me out the group chat. I just came to talk, and that's it. I ain't come to do nothing else. Okay? Leave me alone. Please. Wiz Khalifa. I just randomly saw this. Wiz Khalifa said he smoked 30 joints a day. Mind you, I just read up. Okay? You see that box back there? Yeah. I just got my little stuff together. You know, because if I do partake in a green sticky icky, once a day, or once every other day, or once when I feel like it. 30 fucking joints a goddamn day, and you need that to it gets to a point where you need it to do your music, to take care of your kids, to do your routine. Baby, that is not nothing to be proud of. That is an addiction. Okay. To say that, and it used to bother me so much when people are like, oh, you can't get addicted to marijuana. You can get addicted to any and every fucking thing. The same way people can get addicted to food, the same way they can be addicted to, video games. They can be addicted to other hard drugs and stuff like that, addicted to cigarettes, addicted to alcohol. You very much can, and people do, be addicted to weed. All right? And I'm going to need y'all to chill it the fuck out. When it gets to a point where you have to wake up and take a smoke, you have problem. Okay? You have a fucking problem. If you can't go to bed, well, sometimes it just puts you there. But if you gotta wake up and you can't function throughout the day without it, you have a problem. And proudly putting that out there that you 30 joints a day, and you don't think that that's bad? All right, your lungs probably black as shit. Because he been smoking since he was a teenager. Girl, all right. Brashear Gray, a.k.a. Hakeem. Now, this another one. Y'all, we say that, we already know it's some funny shit and messed up shit that goes on in Hollywood or whatever. And people be like, when it comes to him, oh, so-and-so messed him up or whatever. No, I don't feel like we have to, again, address the real problem. That there are mental illness that is going on in our community. And a lot of people just don't want to face that. You want to blame it on this person did this or this person did that. Or they could just really just have mental illness and it just came out late in life or whatever. Like sometimes schizophrenia don't show up in a man until they're like 20-something. You know what I'm saying? That's just how some things work or whatever, Chrisette Michelle just found out that she was autistic. And she said severely, bitch. And she said, you know what? It would explain a lot of shit that's been going on in my life. Y'all need to let up on our Chrisette Michelle. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck at this point because y'all let Kanye slide for a lot of things. Y'all letting a lot of these celebrities out here slide. Snoop Dogg literally went to that goddamn man's party and performed for him and got honored at the BET Awards. Y'all went up for that shit. But just because she went to the inaugural a whole term or so ago and she was talking about her Basquiat skirt, y'all would never let her let that down. But y'all y'all wouldn't bat an eye at fucking what's his man's name? Snoop Dogg. Y'all was jamming at his tribute for BET Awards. Y'all gonna be watching Nelly and Ashanti's show, because Nelly damn sure was the one that was very much vocal about not giving a fuck what we think and damn near saying that he support the man without saying it. You know what I'm saying? And doubling down on it. Y'all gonna watch his reality show that's coming out on Peacock. Y'all gonna watch it. But y'all can't, she was out here, and if you think about it, the way she was moving, yeah, like mama was going through some shit. Now, I wasn't here for it. I can understand putting a bitch in time out, but sometimes we gotta take a hoe out, okay? Like, she learns her fucking lesson. You know what I'm saying? It's time to let the lady back into the fold. Y'all ain't really disown Kanye, okay? And don't say that you did. Because I swear to God, if Kanye put something out right now, it's still gonna sell. I don't give a fuck about what his power is, what his status is. The same, you treat everybody the goddamn same. Y'all pick and fucking choose. Okay? You pick and fucking choose. But, Chrisette in her Basquiat skirt said that she was a little autistic. And it could be, you know. Brashear Gray, he definitely has some mental illnesses that came out. I don't know where it came from. I don't know how it happened. I don't know what he went through. But I'm not finna put and do no conspiracy theory type of situation. I'm just gonna say something ain't a little bit right, and it has to be right since Empire was over with. Because I shouldn't see his balloon knot on my goddamn timeline, him puckering it up like he finna kiss somebody. Is it finna kiss me? No, I don't want that. No. He went from one end to the next, and it just was so drastically rapid. Like, y'all know, I ain't got no problem with, listen, it don't take much. Girl, I'm into a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? I see booty holes all the time. I would like to see them in my face for real, but, you know, I see booty holes on the timeline all the time. I see dinglings or whatever. You know, I see cat box. I see, you know, titties and all that stuff all the time. Like, nothing surprised me. I see men and woman, woman and woman, men and men. It doesn't surprise me. So none of that shit gags me like that. But it was just, it just came out of nowhere. And I was just like, what? Oh, okay, you like a little, that's fine. You know, sexuality is a spectrum. You know, it is what it is. It's not black and gray. White and gray or white and black. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of gray areas in there. But hey. It's wait a minute. You wait. You're gonna ease me into it? Give me a little, loop me up a little bit, okay? Let me get a little bit moist because I was confused. Wait a minute, where did this come from? Hold on, you putting it on display a little bit too much. Wait, it was just like when Ford did the shit that he did. And y'all know who I'm talking about. Ford from Black Ink Chicago. That freaky motherfucker. Now, I've seen some freaks, but bitch, that's a freak out this world, okay? That is a freak that I didn't expect for all this shit. And then y'all OnlyFans in it and just randomly putting it on. I said, oh, wow. So no more rapping, no more tattooing. We just throwing our assholes and our dinglings. Oh, okay. You know, money is money, I guess. But with Brashear Gray, it was so random. It was so random. And he just threw it in our face. He just said, boom, bitch. And I said, oh, my God, you could have eased us into it a little bit. He said, I'm not finna put the head in. I'm finna stick it all the way in. I said, oh my God, wait. That's what he was. And so that's what the shock was for me. Now, him actually doing the stuff, it ain't no surprise. It's just, you know, it is what it is. But it just came out of nowhere because I never got the inkling. And that's just how it is. And if that's what he want to play, that's what he want to play. But the things that he's doing in the way that he's moving, you can tell that it's something mentally going on. And now you're getting charged with abuse. Yet again, he was in a hotel room with some guy, and they got into an argument, I guess, over money, and he started beating his ass, okay? Started beating his ass. Charged him at the car, and they started fighting it. He said that he got the whole thing on record, and that the man is, he don't need to be in jail, but he needs to be in somebody's mental facility. He needs some help. I believe that too. He has already been charged with domestic violence before. Y'all remember that with his ex-wife, I believe, in 2020. Yeah. He needs a 5150. Okay. He needs something like that. But again, people can't get help for things when they don't think that they have anything wrong or if they're not ready to. And that's just really what it is. What else is going on that I got a lot of? Do I got a lot of stuff? Yeah, I heard about the guy that was faking being a flight attendant. His name is Teron Alexander, 35 years old. He has been convicted of wire fraud. Why? Because he booked more than 120 flights for free by posing as a flight attendant. How did he do this? And mind you, this has been going on since 2018. He used the airline's internal booking system, which is only used for the pilots and the crew, to board at least 34 flights without paying. He used fake badge numbers and a bogus hire date and listed at least 7 different employers. And they found that he used about 30 different employee credentials with at least 3 other carriers. This is crazy. And it's like, if he could do that, what's going on with y'all system that somebody can do some shit like that? Can you imagine? Can you imagine you being on the flight, right? And the flight attendant's like, hey, we got a new hire. You new here? Yeah, I'm new here. And then they go, okay, you want to do the demonstration? And they in the middle of the aisle, and you've been on these flights before, so you know what the demonstration's supposed to be looking like, and they doing it wrong. They nobody think that he was doing it wrong. That is scary though. That's scary though because and that's dangerous with everything that's going on, especially after September 11th. And how girl, we don't play them games like that. That's a failure on the other people part too. Okay, y'all needed to do because now you finna get people. Ooh, no, let me shut up. That's scary though, because you don't know what people intents are these days. You really don't. The Grammys. I meant to mention this last week. They done broke up the country awards, Grammy Award, to be best contemporary country artist or best contemporary country music or whatever. Bitch, all because Beyonce won them country awards. Let me tell you something. That's some racist ass shit if you ask me. It's not good, okay? Because people bitched and moaned so bad because that lady was in that category in the first place, and that lady called that, well, y'all called that album a country album. But, you know, she said it's a Beyonce album, but, you know, they labeled it as a country album. So, hey, it is what it is. Beyonce is not a category, so we're going to put it in the country. Okay, cool. And so they said, well, fuck that shit. Next time, we're just going to get these niggas out of here and we're going to give them the contemporary. Mind you, a lot of fucking country music today, from the white people, from the artists, is contemporary. It would be considered contemporary. It's not traditional country music. Okay, so that is just really ill. And they're doing it to some other categories as well. And they bring it back to another category about best album art. I never knew that they had that. Baby, where have I been? Oh, that's interesting. But hey, you do what you gotta do. I don't know where the hell I've been. Maybe because I haven't been watching Love and Hip Hop Atlanta in a minute. I ain't know shit about Bambi getting engaged to some dude. What's his name? His name is Ray Face. And now they're not engaged anymore because they had the engagement party and then a fight broke out. I don't know if he was fighting her, she was fighting him, they was fighting the cast or the crew or whatever the fuck. A fight broke out at the engagement party. Then I seen something saying that he broke into her house when she told him not to or without her permission. And he been a girl. It's just a lot that's been going on. And I said, what? I done missed a few chapters. But, you know, good for Bambi for saying hell no. Because if a nigga gonna put their hands on you, bitch, you don't do that. If a bitch put her hands on you too, get the fuck up out of that shit. You know, don't stay in that. Meanwhile, what else is going on? There's this 28-year-old mother. Y'all gotta be careful. This is a PSA for the day. Y'all do these plastic surgeries. I ain't got nothing against plastic surgery. Honestly, if you want to go out and get your nose done, get your face done, get your teeth done, get your ass done, get your boobs done, just let it be done by actual licensed medical professionals, okay? Real doctors. You know, if you don't have the money, that means you don't need to get it right now, okay? You don't have the insurance for it, you don't need to get it right now. Don't cut corners. And I'm not saying that this is what this woman did, but she went and got plastic surgery in March in Miami. And she went with her sister. And then the recovery house that they went to afterwards was unlicensed. It was an unlicensed facility. And she wound up passing away hours afterwards. Why? Because the person who was taking care of her gave her the wrong drugs. They said, not because the surgery went bad, the surgery was fine. She did not die from medical complications from the surgery. She passed away because of an acute combination of drug toxicity. The drugs found in her system included the prescription painkiller oxycodone and a designer street drug called bromazole. I don't know, never heard of it. I guess that's why it's called the designer street drugs. I'm not in the streets and I don't do drugs. I don't do drugs. I do marijuana. Okay. I don't do drugs. There's that it. I don't pop pills. I don't do all that shit. I wouldn't know. And it said This particular drug is a potent designer drug commonly found in counterfeit pills or powders. It reminds me of when people be getting these drugs and they be laced with heavy fentanyl and they pass away from it. You know, that's what it reminds me of. And the owner of the house, she admitted to giving her 2 Percocets as well. So you got oxycodone, Percocets, plus this designer street drug in her system. And you're not even licensed to give out medication. You're not licensed to do any of this. So basically, she gave her all of this plus a muscle relaxer. All because the actual prescriptions that she was supposed to have from the hospital or where she went to get the surgery done, it wasn't ready yet. And so because it wasn't ready, she went on ahead and gave her this medication, and she wasn't basically legally supposed to give her that. You overdosed her and gave her a whole bunch of shit that probably was not supposed to interact with each other. And then you gave the bitch a muscle, you gave the woman, let me not say bitch, you gave the woman a muscle relaxer. A muscle relaxer. Okay? She died in her sleep. That's basically what it was. She died in her sleep. You overdosed her. You overdosed her, and you deserve to go to jail. You deserve to go to jail. You really do. These people come in trying to put their life in your hands, and you took advantage. That's basically what it is, and you fucked her over. And now she's no longer here. Family missing a daughter, sister, probably a mother. That's just really messed up. Mind you, again, not because of the surgery, because of the person that was caring for her at the facility that she thought was a trusted facility. That's crazy. Y'all, we got to do our research too. Okay? Also, I don't know if I remember, I think I remember seeing a video of this. I don't know if I talked about it, but it was a Downers Grove. And if y'all know Downers Grove, that's out here in Illinois. Over there where, Gurney Mill's at. Gurney Mill, that's in the area for Six Flags. So when y'all come out here, that's where Six Flags be at. Is Gurney Mill's Mall still a thing? The malls ain't really existing these days. But it was this teacher, 30 years old. She got arrested, for, sexual relationship with a 15-year-old boy, right? One of her students. I saw that video. She was getting in the car with her husband or some shit like that. And the cops poured up on her. They said, get your ass out. And she was like, what? What's going on? I'm trying to understand. And I said, girl, get your ass in the car. You know what it is. And so, basically, all of this happened in March. She was first arrested on 3 charges related to a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old student, and now has been indicted on 52 additional charges. 52. These include 20 counts of criminal sexual assault, 20 counts of aggravated criminal sexual assault, 6 counts of indecent solicitation of a child, and 6 counts of grooming. Her hearing was on June 17th, which was yesterday. The state requested to revoke her pretrial release, but the judge is going to allow her to remain free till August 4th. Bitch, I don't understand why. The victim came forward after about 50 alleged instances of abuse that began January 2023 and continued to late summer 2024 during a tutoring session at the school and at her home. The mama had discovered some text messages between her son and this lady, and they also found different mentions of the student in the teacher's phone, her notes and all of that stuff. Let me tell you something. I feel like one of the reasons why she's not getting sent back and they letting her out until August 4th is because of the simple fact of her looks. And this is what I say. People be acting like, oh, you can't groom this person. You can groom a person at any time. And I am not here for any of these teachers. You can't even send your goddamn kids to school because the male and the woman teacher can actually do some things to them. And I really feel like we need to hold these fucking women up to the same light and give them the same fucking backlash that we give the men, because it's disgusting each way and it's fucked up each way. Okay? You taking advantage of a child that is supposed to be getting and trying to learn, trying to better themselves, and you taking advantage of them. What the fuck? What the Mary Kay Letourneau? Okay, you saw what the fuck happened to that whole situation tripped me out. Because not only did you groom that child when he was like, what, 12, 13 years old, like he literally looked like a child. Okay, you got pregnant by him, you went to jail, and you came back out, and you got pregnant by him again, and y'all got married. And him okay, like what? She dead now, but that was ugh. Knowing that I'm the product of statutory and artwork, that is crazy. That is disgusting. But yeah, that's what's going down. Moving on from that, also Angela Simmons and Yo Gotti broke up. Now, she was doing an interview with Angie Stone. No, she's not here anymore. Angie Martinez. Wow. Angie, you were on my mind. Oh. Angie Martinez, okay? And basically they brought it up and said that, yeah, her and him is not together anymore, and she's not the type of person that's going to put their business out there and to speak on it. She said that, hey, it really wasn't her decision, but, you know, it really wasn't up to her, but it was a choice that she had to make, because if it was really up to her, they would really stay together. But in the situation, you know, she had to call it quit, because that's just not the type of person that she is. She's not going to put their business out there. And a lot of people was like, oh, she's kind of contradicting herself in the comments that I was looking at. I was like, she's kind of contradicting herself to say that it's not the choice that she would make, but she did choose to end the relationship. So that means that you wait, which one is it? And I can read between the lines just like a lot of other people can too, who understands the Yo Gotti situation. After looking at all of these videos about these beefs and stuff that be going on, and street shit, I totally understand. 9 out of 10, he's being looked at. When some other shit is going on that could possibly put her in danger, or she can get caught up in it. So at this point, it's best she stepped the fuck away. And for that, I'm on her side. Because if you look into his history, oh my God, I didn't know he was that deep. I did not know he was that deep. And when his brother got, girl, that's scary. I can't. I say I could be with a street nigga, but not that deep in the street, bitch. Oh no, it'll be excited for a second, but then I'll be like, oh my God, I'm tired of ducking, bitch. Like, come on, get you a real job. But this what you got me for? I know, babe, but don't you want to elevate a little bit? Like, do a little bit of that on the side. Like, instead of doing it Monday through Sunday, do it like every other day, you know, something like that. And then we go to every other week, you know, or once a month, you know, that type of shit. I don't know, bitch. But yeah, you guys, that's really all I got. Do I got something else I want to talk about? Did anything else happen? Let me look at. Turn this down just in case. Why would I open up Instagram and this? Well, in some court papers, dude, Tyler Perry, he said Perry further indicated to Dixon that he had sex with men before and that he was a top. Perry further told Dixon that when you have a big dick and when you hit the G spot right on these bottoms, they go crazy. Brittany Renner took off her job. Now hold on. Do the Muslims supposed to do that? I don't have blind loyalty to any person, place, or thing. I also don't need excuses to do what I want to do because I accept whatever comes behind my decision. It's still Alhamdulillah, but for everything, hope this helps. See, I can't trust her. I can't. I don't. This is why I don't like her, because like she doing stuff for attention. Somebody said she gonna be Jehovah's Witness by 10 o'clock tonight. Oh, you go? No, don't do that, baby. Don't do that. That's a cult. That's a cult. But Tina Turner. Um, Let me see if I got some other shit. Oh yeah, last thing. I had forgot all about this. Girl, y'all saw K Michelle. I don't give a fuck what you feel about K Michelle, bitch. But one thing about it, two things for sure, she ain't gonna lie, and she gonna speak her fucking man. Okay? Man, I ain't the biggest fan, but at this point, girl, what she said in that goddamn interview with Cam Newton about that lady and how them R&B girls really do be fighting at each other like the rappers do. Baby, what she said in that about Tamar. Okay, we just gonna put a name on it. First of all, she ain't had to call her the Muppet yapping in the corner. I don't know, that shit kind of made me laugh. But what she was saying, 100% true. Ain't no doubt about it, and I can attest to it. Just take it from me because it was there. But yeah, that shit was facts. Okay. And it is what it is. Also, Drake. Aubrey Graham, you are showing really why Kendrick put out that song, Not Like Us. You really are not like us. You really tried to stop that man's concert happening in Toronto at that Rogers Stadium, and they said absolutely not, because he had already did the paperwork and he did what he had to do, and they said we're not canceling that shit for you. Okay? And it is just so hilarious to me that I have been seeing so many people that have been trying to say, oh, we just came to see what it's about. We not Kendrick's fan. We came there for SZA and all this shit. Y'all lying. You came there for both, okay? It is okay to like this band and to still like Drake. Why do you have to choose? If Drake comes out there and do a concert, you can go to the concert too. And if Kendrick comes out there, you can go to the concert too as well. I didn't understand how come people was acting like Toronto was going to turn their back on Kendrick, because Kendrick actually got a lot of love all the time from Toronto. When he go there, he gets a lot of love all the fucking time. Never had a problem selling out a show there, you know? And then for him, Drake, to send that text to that DM to that councilman or whatever, that political dude, and then for him to calling him a goofy just for being at the concert, and then for dude to put out a post and literally say, my bad, I know how that look, I shouldn't have went, but I didn't go there for Kendrick, I went there for SZA because I'm a big SZA fan. Only for a video to come out of you getting down so hard to Kendrick. Okay, like, what the fuck is going on? Why do these people got so much power like this that y'all are so fucking scared? Okay, like, what? Ain't nobody gonna spook me. If I want to go fucking see somebody, then I'm gonna go see them. If I don't give a fuck about them, I'm not finna waste money going to see them just to see another person. I'll wait till that person that I really want to see is on a solo tour. Okay? So if I was really there for SZA, I would have waited to see her when she goes back on tour for herself. Or you should have went when she was on tour previously by herself. Okay? That's just how I feel. Because at the end of the day, oh, you want to act like you don't want to support this man, but you are supporting him because the money that you pay for that ticket, half is going to SZA and half is going to him, regardless of how you try to look at it. This has become so ridiculous, okay? But that man did sell out. Happy birthday to him. The fact that he a Gemini says a lot of things. And speaking of Geminis, Broomy. At this point, Beyonce, when you get to Vegas, I'm going to need you to just sit your ass down. I'm going to need you to just sit your ass down. Okay? Because at this point, let Rumi just do the whole show. Let her do the whole show. She's going to take the mic eventually. Before this concert is over with, she's going to take the mic in her actual hands and she's going to sing half of the show. All right? because the way she came out there and she was doing the don't stop, get it, breakdown for American Has a Problem to protect her. That girl is hilarious, all right? That is what you call a child with a lot of personality, all right? And it's just bottled up and it's just ready to go, okay? And then they got videos of her up there doing the choreography to Thick, doing the choreography to all of the other songs and stuff. Yeah, they be there. As I'm not surprised by this because, again, if you watch the Renaissance movie, them kids are always around. They always be around in rehearsals with Beyonce. So, yeah, that's why I be like, does Jay-Z work? No, he watches the kids while Beyonce works at work. You know, that's just what it do. You know what I'm saying? And it was so funny because Angie was just standing there looking at her like, the fuck? Oh my God, that little girl is so funny. Beyonce, who? No, this is the Roomy Show. But it's cute. It's cute. And Gemini. So that says a lot too. Girl, the Gemini has been cutting up this year. Wow. Wow. You know? That's crazy. Y'all, one thing I want to do too. Y'all know, like, I'm really growing up. I had posted this. Like, I'm getting into jewelry and stuff. I'm getting into accessories and stuff. I know I'm a little late bloomer and everything. The little stuff I be getting excited about. So I got to tell y'all. You know, y'all probably like, oh my God, girl, what? So I got a couple of watches. And I used to wear watches back in the day. But then I stopped, you know, because then everything became like do stuff on your phone and everything. It became so digital and you're so used to just pulling out your phone to get the time and everything. And now I use it as an accessory piece, okay? So, like, I'm really starting small. I may be small, you know, I'm really starting small. I got this Coach watch a while ago, like this, okay? It's really nice. I really like it. And then I just got this, you know, I'm gay. Yeah, I'm one of those gays. I got this Pride Guest watch. So there's that. I also got my Apple Watch or whatever. And I got a lot of other jewelry and stuff now. So yeah, your girl is getting into accessories and glasses and sunglasses and all of that type of shit. Trying to get my fragrance up. If you have any fragrance suggestions and stuff and perfumes and smells and smell goods and sprays that you want to suggest as well, because I did ask this on my Instagram and I want to check out everything. I actually want to go to an actual fucking store and I want to do no shit online or whatever. I actually want to go to the fucking store and I want to step in and be like, oh, wow, that's a little bit much, but does it linger? You know, I want to be one of those bitches, okay? I'm stepping it up. I'm stepping it the fuck up. All right? Like, Ashley, you really got to do something with yourself, and I am. You know, this is self-care. But anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. I hope you enjoy Happy Juneteenth to the niggas. Oh God, let me call my mama. Okay. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy your week. Stay safe out there. If you're in Chicago, stay warm. Well, not warm because it's been warm out. Stay dry. It's raining. I don't know if it's going to be raining tomorrow, but how's Juneteenth looking tomorrow? Oh, baby, it's going to be raining tomorrow, too. God damn it. Really, bitch? Let me see. Well, it's probably going to be raining tomorrow night. Okay. But it's about to be raining all the way till early morning in the morning. So, you guys be safe. Enjoy yourself. And I will see you guys later. Peace.